Hi, this is just going to be a really quick vlog on my daughter being born in Caul. I woke up at 3 a.m. with some cramping and I got up to the loo and I was like, maybe this is labour. I was 5 days overdue, so I was sort of waiting for it and got up to the loo, kept walking around, did the washing away. I was walking around by like 3:34. We'd called my mother-in-law to come up because it was an hour and a half drive for her to come up here to look after our son. And I was still labouring at home. I was labouring in the bedroom with some candles and rocking with support under my belly. And the contractions were quite easy to handle because I was induced with my son, so I was really prepared for some really intense contractions. So I didn't believe I was progressing as fast as I was because the pain was nowhere near what it was with an induced labour. And I kept labouring at home. By 6:30 I was in the shower trying that, and it just made me feel yuck. It wasn't really helping with any pain relief. I tried a bath and it just made me feel 10 times more uncomfortable being in a standard bath. So I got out, and by now it was closer to 7 and I really wanted to see my son before I went to hospital. So I was like, I want to wait. And they're like, no, you have to go to hospital. So I was like, okay, I can't put it off. Eventually I'd have to go. So I decided I'd, go to the hospital just to get checked out. I got to the hospital around 7. It's only about a minute drive from where I am. So I had a few contractions in the car. And the walk from the car to the maternity, I was contracting the way. I didn't realise how close my contractions were because I didn't time them. I understand that a lot of women's contractions are irregular, so I just let them come as they were coming and thought I'd go to the hospital and get checked out. My midwife was fantastic. She asked me if I wanted to get checked out, and that was purely my decision. She completely wanted everything to be my way and the way that I had planned everything to be. She asked if I wanted to get checked out, which I said I did, and it was very uncomfortable. As soon as I got in there, I started labouring, holding onto the bed head and rocking, and she's like, oh, you know what you're doing. Well, you sort of got to work out what works for you, and you've got to stick with it because it starts to get painful in that transition stage. So, but she checked the heartbeat, and the heartbeat was fine. I think it was about 7:30. I was starting to get very uncomfortable. So I've been in labour for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, for 4 hours, and I was starting to get really uncomfortable by this stage. And I asked for some gas. By this time it was about 4.5 hours in labour, and I said I've got to go to the loo because I was on the toilet a lot and I laboured a lot on the toilet. So I was sitting on the toilet and she's just told the other midwife to go get the labour stuff ready, and I've just gotten in a hospital gown, and I said, I've got to push. And she looked at me and she goes, are you sure? I was like, I've got to push. And she goes, okay, just do what your body wants to do. And she completely trusted what my body was telling me to do. So I just started pushing. So within a few pushes, she's like, okay, you got to move forward so I can get the baby out. And I had the cord around her neck like my son did. And she was born in Caul with the sac completely still intact, but she had to break the sac to get the cord away from her neck. So it was a 5-hour labour. She was born on the toilet, put straight onto my chest. We're given cuddles. She did a poo and a wee straight away. I was moved to the bed just after Bella had just got all the stuff suctioned out, and then she was put straight back onto my chest. My midwife was amazing, and she completely believed in skin-to-skin contact, what I wanted, the order I wanted everything done in, with the weighing, the baths. When I wanted my shower, she completely left everything up to me in the way that we wanted it. We got all the time we needed with Bella. She was never taken away from me. So I was given all that bonding time with her, and she was born in Caul, which is quite rare, but I have heard some stories of it. And yes, so that's the story of my daughter. The most amazing birth story experience for me. I've only really got my son to compare to, but the whole time I laboured, me and my partner told us each other that we loved each other. There was no screaming, there was no get out of the room, you did this to me. It was nothing like they make it out on TV and the movies. It was quite, not a romantic, but he was very supportive. He was there through me through each contraction. We kissed a lot, we told each other we loved each other a lot, and that made it very easy to sort of deal with the contractions, deal with birth, and that smile you see on your partner's face when your child is born is the most amazing, precious look you can ever see on someone's face. I remember the look on his face, and he was so proud when he smiled for our firstborn son and with Bella, and yeah. Alright, well that's the story of my daughter, born in Caul, for a 5-hour labour. So, see you guys.